guy is he's kind of, he flies under the radar because I think someone he rolls with kind of crashes out more. But lately, Keyshawn Davis, right? He's just been kind of like on a rampage. He's going after people, a few people, most notably Devin Haney. And I think he said he would beat Devin Haney up or work Devin Haney, or he's just bad stylist, whatever he said about Devin Haney. And there was some other people. Who are the other people he's been calling out again?
The Vargas brothers as well. I
Okay.
guess they got into an incident, and he said he wants to fight them.
Yeah.
He wants to fight Tank. He wants to fight all these fighters.
He doesn't want to fight Tank. But here's the thing, bro. Devin Haney went in there, and regardless of the substance abuse or whatever Ryan Garcia did, people just remember what they saw when they were watching it. So Devin Haney getting knocked down, getting hurt, Ryan Garcia getting off on Devin Haney, right? So I think a lot of people are really down on Devin Haney. They're kicking him while he's down. And I think Keyshawn's trying to jump in there, but I'll just come straight forward and give you my personal opinion. I think Devin Haney will beat Keyshawn Davis up. I think it's levels, and I think two people that are on a level that Keyshawn's not on, he's judging based on that, and I think that's incorrect from his part. What do you think?
I might have to actually agree with you. I think experience matters, especially on this level. Yes, Keyshawn Davis has a great amateur pedigree, right? Silver medalist. But I think when you're in the pros, especially when you have that battle tested experience like Devin Haney has, especially against the likes of Lomachenko, the likes of course Kambosos, even though I think Keyshawn will wipe the floor against Kambosos, but going to Australia to fight him twice, even just Devin Haney's pedigree, I think that matters, and it is going to show in the fight as well. Also, Keyshawn is going to have to factor in, Devin Haney's ability to rehydrate all the way up to 170 pounds, right? That's going to matter come fight night. Now, Keyshawn, are you cracking? Are you just as fast with your left hook like Ryan Garcia? Probably not. Are you a bigger puncher than Ryan Garcia? Probably not. And if that's not the case, you're probably going to be in trouble. You get what I mean? So you trying to convert yourself like a Ryan Garcia because of X, Y, and Z, that doesn't necessarily matter. It doesn't translate well. So
I think the biggest thing you said is, two things: the experience and just the God-given ability of speed with that left hook that Ryan has, right? Like, keep in mind, and I'm Keyshawn's probably more like just skilled when you talk about tools in the arsenal than a Regis Prograis. But keep in mind, Prograis thought, he's going to punk Devin Haney. He was going to be able to land that big shot on Devin, and he just couldn't. He wasn't fast enough. Arms wasn't long enough. You know what I mean? Devin had good experience, knew how to kind of control the range, and Devin was hurting Regis, right?
Right.
Like I said, now you go into this fight with Ryan Garcia, and we all know that left hook is special. Everyone knows that. So Keyshawn is like, yes, you have some skill, but let's not make it seem like Devin Haney is trash now, bro. I think Devin Haney will beat on Keyshawn Davis. It's just not enough experience. I think Keyshawn needs to focus on the Frank Martins of the world, Indy Cruz. You know what I mean? Like those guys who I think are kind of like the next tier up. You know what I'm saying? I would really love for him to revisit the Frank Martin fight. I know after Frank Martin took that knockout loss, he probably needs a comeback fight, right? And I think the Keyshawn Davis is a good fight, but I do think Keyshawn's getting a bit ahead of himself here with the Devin Haney stuff, man. Like, and
I agree.
I know Shakur is hurt right now, so Keyshawn probably has to hold it down for the camp, keep the camp relevant, keep people's eyes on them. And I think he's about to do like a card or something with both his brothers, which is dope. But man, I just say, man, it's levels to this boxing stuff for real. And I would just not get ahead of ourselves. You know what I mean? Because he's 11 fights in, 12 fights in, bro. Like people, I'm hearing people, because I feel like they continuously fight on the same card. I'm hearing people saying, do you think Abdullah Mason is better than Keyshawn Davis? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And Abdullah Mason, special, but he's still in the prospect phase. You know what I'm saying? I feel like these are the kind of guys that you need to be worrying about separating yourself from, and not
I agree.
Devin Haney's right now. You know what I mean?
I agree. And then if you really want to fight them, then talk to your promoter to send them a contract. I don't understand this concept of waiting for the bigger name to send you the contract and you going on social media and calling them out. That's not going to get you fights. Yeah, it's going to get the buzz out there. But in terms of, getting the fight happen, have your team reach out to them,
Yeah.
extend that, hand, like, okay, I really want to fight you. This is what we're doing to make the fight happen. I'm sick and tired of just talking and nobody really willing to take that extra step with their promoters to, I don't know. I'm not accusing him of hiding behind his promoters, but I'm just saying, if you're not going to your promoter or people that's handling the business behind the boxing to make fights happen, you're hiding behind them. That's how I see it,
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what? I think maybe a good fight for him, well, I mean, it sounds like he's willing to fight at 140, right? Because Haney, TO
Yeah.
guys that he's been calling out is at 140, right? But let's say he wants to stay at 135. I mean, how about, since Shakur's hand is hurt, how about you go in there and you fight Edwin De Los Santos and be like, yo, listen, man, like this dude ain't, y'all hyping this dude up. I'm gonna shut the hype down. You know what I'm saying? I think that would increase your stock. If you go in there and you beat him more convincingly than Shakur, who a lot of people aren't convinced beat him.
Yeah.
I think, I think that'll rise your stock, bro. I think he should fight Edwin De Los Santos.
That's true. That's true. But at the expense of what, probably? That's the bigger question. At the expense of what? Because I know that's something that they think about,
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, like I said, Keyshawn's very, very talented, you know what I'm saying? But like I heard Mike Tyson say recently, like a lot of people are forgetting the art of matchmaking, right? In terms of like how you move a fight. Like you want him to have exciting fights. You want the people who are going to bring the best out of them, but you also don't want to put them in a bad situation too soon in their career. It can derail them. And he said a lot of these guys are just like not mentally strong these days, or they're not like the consummate professionals. So, man, like I said, I want to see Keyshawn Davis kind of worry about that next tier, separate himself from that next tier, and then go after the elite tier guys. But
yeah, I agree. It's like
yeah,
a matchmaker or ranking system. I think that's, instead of just trying to, I agree with that,
yeah,
unless he feel like when the time comes and he goes to Riyadh season, and then, that's where you can put yourself to the test. Because that's when you on
yeah,
that card, there's going to be some upsets. Those fights on that
yeah,
card being put together, those are tough fights for each and everybody on that card,
yeah. And I mean, Shakur was supposed to be on that card, so I can see Shakur putting a bug in Turkey's ear, like, yo, that's my boy, exciting fighter, put him on the card as well. But it's not going to be an easy fight. They're going to make him fight somebody tough, like you said.